one day I got a letter in the mail, a handwritten letter in the mail about this man who lived in New Jersey. And he told me a story in this handwritten letter about how in the 80s, him and his brother had run a camera manufacturing company in China, and how they were making money selling these camera parts and selling cameras in the United States. At a certain point, the factories were not doing very well, parts were going missing, there was things happening that were sort of outside of their control, and this guy decided to take it upon himself to maybe make a few errors in his bookkeeping. And he kept securing loans and loans and loans from the bank to support this business, which really wasn't actually producing anything. And after a certain amount of time, the guy felt so guilty, he hired a lawyer and he walked into a police department and he said, I have a confession to make. I've stolen $10 million from a bank and I want to come clean. And he wrote me a letter saying that it was his dream to take his grandkids fishing in Canada. That when he was a young boy, he used to come fishing in Canada, and he wanted to come. And he had this conviction on his record for which no one had ever caught him. He had actually gone and turned himself in. And he got a great deal from the judge because he had turned himself in. I think it was like 2 years of house arrest or something like that. And he ended up building a school as part of his community service. And he wasn't allowed to cross the Canadian border because he had a $10 million fraud charge in his past. And he wrote to me and said, I don't want to immigrate to Canada. I don't want any of the other services that your firm has to offer. I just want you to take care of this criminal conviction so that my grandson and I can go fishing in Canada. And I took the letter to my boss's office and I said, would you mind if I just did this application for this guy who has no intention of immigrating to Canada? And he said, sure, why not? I don't think you're gonna be successful because like $10 million in fraud is a pretty serious offense, but like you could try if you want. So I did, and I was successful. And the guy got to take his grandkid fishing in Canada. And then after I was successful with that, I went back to my boss's office and I said, okay, if I can get this guy into Canada, I feel like I could get any guy into Canada. So maybe we should offer this service online, not just for people who are immigrating here, but also to anyone who may have been denied entry. And it was that sort of moment that led to offering this service online when there was literally nobody else doing it.